Jaya Jaya, Shivarajaya here from vitalcoaching.com. Welcome to my Ubudiyya temple again. Topic for this video is why I don't do coupling micro boundaries. Okay, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this idea. And when you are in a relationship, you are going to establish some form of agreements or boundaries about what's okay and what's not, specifically when it comes to interacting with other human beings that with who you might have some sensuality, for instance, or some sexual attraction. What's okay and what's not. So you have the model of complete polyamory, right? Completely open, and you have the model of complete restriction, where even having friends of the opposite sex, if you are heterosexual or in a male-female dynamic, then the opposite model of complete restriction would be you're not allowed to spend any time with people of the opposite sex. So you have these two polarities, right? Like that. Complete polyamory, complete freedom, you do what you want, and the other one is complete restriction and lock and complete discomfort with the idea of your partner spending time or sharing any form of physical connection, conversation, flirting with another human being. Of course, that one will be extremely restrictive and very difficult to sustain and very limiting for your partner and for yourself. And on the other hand, over here, it's going complete freedom and you do what you want, okay? So there are some big categories within these extremes, right? One of them, the big categories, is this. It's okay to have interactions with people of the opposite sex and simply play within that field. And so I'm going to give you some examples that we can face within the community. Right here, we do lots of contact dance, for instance. So we might be sitting on a couch somewhere and everybody's cuddling with each other. And we have, I might go to a cafe and connect with a friend of mine, a female friend of mine, and we have these very profound conversations, for instance. So we are interacting with people of the opposite sex all the time. So that's within the range of what I can call sensual flirt. It means that there is some flirting, there is some sensuality. Sometimes there is even some erotic activation. It means that we might feel some erotic circulation of energy. For instance, when we are doing some contact dance, there might be something that is really, really profound and sensual that is happening at that moment. So that's the first, the big boundary. It's sensual flirt. And then there is active sexual exchange. So the active sexual exchange means that you are in a situation where there is going to be kissing, genital touch or sexual touch, touch on the breasts. There is some form of exchange that starts happening that becomes really within the field of sexual. It's no longer just sensual flirt, it becomes really sexual. You take that limit, and then you can extend all that with being naked in the same bed with another human being, with erotic sexual exchange, okay? So that's the next big boundary, the next big chunk of connections that you can have with another human being. And then there is another one, which is penetration. Once there is intercourse, then the dynamics, of course, change because it becomes much more complex, and there is all sorts of energies being activated within that space. So then you have penetration and intercourse. And then you have another boundary that might be somewhere over here on the periphery of all this stuff, which is actively dating another human being. You go on dates, you sensualize, that person starts playing a very significant role in your life. So for instance, if I have a girlfriend and I'm actively developing a relationship or a connection with another human being, this doesn't mean that we are getting sexual. It could be sexual, but it could be just, a deep, profound friendship. That person is going to start playing a significant role in my life, and I might be sharing, energies or aspects of my life with that person that I'm not necessarily sharing with my primary partner. Okay, so that person starts taking a significant role in my existence, and that could be also within the range of what's okay. So you see those different categories, those different big categories. If you stick to that and you go like, what's okay and what's not. So right now, for instance, in my life, what the agreed one is sensual flirt. This is something that is happening within the field of my experience with my partner, and it's something that when we check in, it's like, yeah, that feels all right. There might be some moments of discomfort. For instance, if I see her really sensualizing with another man, I might be, oh, okay, well, that feels a little bit edgy, maybe, possibly, I don't know, but it's within the range of what's okay. So this is the field of sensual flirt. The moment, again, you go into erotic exchange, sexual exchange, that's a whole new category. And then when there is intercourse and then actively developing a relationship or developing a dating connection with another human being. So you have all this range of possibilities. So what tends to happen if you have those different categories in your mind and you go like, that's okay, you feel inside of you. It's not necessarily by restricting your partner, it's not by telling your partner this is okay and what is not, it's by feeling in your system, do you have the feeling that you are in integrity with the boundaries of your relationship? Do you have the feeling that what you are doing there is okay? And if your partner was right there next to you, is this something that you would still be doing? Okay, in full transparency, you might have a transparency check-in with your partner and check and be like, what is the level of intimacy that you are sharing with other human beings? Is there somebody in your field that with who you are sharing different degrees of connection? And so the transparency piece is really important because that's something that solidifies really the connection with your partner. So everything that I'm sharing here right now and the way I function, the way my partner functions as well, is within a field of full transparency. She can ask me any question she wants and I can ask her any question she wants. And the transparency is the thing that really creates trust and openness within our connection. So here is the next thing that is important. It is that if you are within the field of sensual flirt and you start making micro distinctions within that, okay, it's like it's okay to have a dance with that person, but not that one. It's okay to have a dance with that person, but I don't want to feel any erotic or sexual energy being circulated. You go like, you are still fully clothed, you are just dancing, but there is erotic energy. So all those are what I call the micro distinctions or micro boundaries. And once you start going into micro boundaries, it becomes really, really complicated, okay? Because you are going to spend a lot of time processing, a lot of time because, oh, what I did there the other day was okay because you were present, and over there it was not okay because I was not present. Or over there, that was a dance with your ex, which is okay or not okay. And here you were dancing with somebody who is interested in you and you gave him your phone number, And so all those micro distinctions or micro boundaries makes things really, really complicated because it feels like you have to process and define every single situation in separate ways. And in my experience, that becomes really quickly exhausting. So what I encourage you to do is set up the big boundaries, those big categories, and once you decide for those categories, fucking let it go. Okay, it's like you might experience some moments of discomfort. You might be like, okay, well, that's still a little bit, challenging in the field, which is possible within the field of sensual flirt. Of course, there might be situations where you go like, oh, I'm not sure if I like that. But it doesn't mean that you have to step in and restrict your partner from doing what they are doing within that space. So create a frame of mind which is very clean and very clear, where you decide what's okay and what's not within those big categories, and you forget about the micro boundaries. So in my experience, this saves you lots of time and trouble, okay, a lot of time and trouble. If you feel lack of security or lack of safety within the field of, for instance, sensual flirt, what I encourage you to do is gain some fucking power, strength in yourself, connect with your Kali power, with your Kala power, find aspects of your dark masculine or feminine that you're not fully anchoring that make you feel extremely vulnerable in those situations, okay? So this creates a field of safety. You can have conversations with your partner about trust and about commitment. What is it that you're open to? What is it that you're not open to? And for you as a participant in those dynamics, what you can check as well is if my partner was mirroring the exact behavior that I'm expressing on the dance floor, for instance, or in social situations, would I be okay with that? So for me, the core element is this. Instead of trying to control my partner's life and interactions, and for her to try to control mine, we are moving into a different direction. It's like, be in your truth. For instance, if she asks me, Shiva, do you have any requests, any demands, anything? I say, be in your truth. Be in your truth. This is what matters the most to me. It's like, if this feels right to you, be in your truth. If it's uncomfortable to me, then fuck it. I'm going to deal with it. And the same the other way around. And be ready to mirror any behavior or any situation that you might be facing. Okay, this is really important. If you position yourself or you engage into some form of sensual exchange or some connection with another human being, and when you mirror a situation and you try to imagine your partner doing the same, without going into the micro boundaries with his ex or whatever, don't go into the micro boundaries, but doing the same behavior, are you okay with that? And if it's a yes, then go ahead and do it. What if your partner was present at that moment? Would you engage into that behavior as well? So all that is really, it's really, really important, because it's creating the foundation or the power base for your relationship, for your couple. And it's really an essential aspect of creating a really solid foundation for your relationship. So in the process of negotiation and boundaries and agreements in the relationship, it can be really, really complicated, something that takes lots of time and lots of processing, or it can be really, really simple. For me, the greatest simplicity is, please be in your truth. I want you to be in your truth. Yes, I'm okay with feeling discomfort at some point or another. I'm okay with you feeling some discomfort at some point or another. I have the feeling that right now the field within which we are navigating is the field of sensual flirt. This is within the range of what's okay. It means that I'm not engaging in anything that becomes really sexually connecting with another human being, and the same the other way around. So play with these ideas, play with these boundaries, and discover inside of you what is your truth, and are you okay with mirroring the same behavior from your partner? Okay, what if your partner was mirroring the same attitude or the same behavior? So I extended a little bit this video because I think it's a very, very sensitive topic, and couples are going to get stuck in it. They are going to get stuck in micro boundaries, agreements, and changing all the time, and so it becomes a very, very potentially draining process. So instead of that, I encourage you to shift, go do the macro boundaries, not the micro boundaries, do the macro boundaries, and within that field, just fucking relax and enjoy your life instead of spending days or hours processing what is okay and what is not, and trying to micromanage or micro-control every aspect of your partner's interactions with other human beings. Okay? Grow some foundation, establish yourself with power, and connect with your partner from a place of trust and beauty and really deep, profound coupling experience, and navigate life from a place which is fun, free, and each one of you needs to be in their truth and in their power. Okay? Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions on that, how to navigate that with your partner, feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to help you, guide you, help you, navigate all that. I know that it's a very challenging topic for so many people, and I'll be happy to help you with that. Jaya Jaya, take a deep breath. I know it's a sensitive topic, so reach out if you need help. Love you.